Welcome to Gurukul's CAT 100 series, a series that's designed specifically to take you from your study room to the corporate boardroom. I am Prady Sharma, and this is Verbal Mastery with Prady.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's passage is this. Now, in case you want to attempt this passage as a test, all you've got to do is go on to www.gurukul.org.in and register for the 100 days to CAT test series. Now, in this test series, you will get 100 tests of quant, LRDI and verbal ability. Every single day, one test for you will be open so that you can stay consistent with your CAT 2025 prep and practice hard and crack CAT 2025 this year itself. Now, let's move into the video. This is the first part of your passage. Please pause the video here, jot down the main points, and then we'll go into the second part. This is the second part of your passage. Please pause the video here, jot down the main points, and then we'll go into the questions. Now, this is your question number 1 from this passage. Please pause the video, answer this question, and then we'll move on to the next question. This is your second question. Pause the video, answer the question, and then we'll move on to the next question. This is your third question. Pause the video, answer the question, then we'll move on to the last question. This is your last question. Please pause the video, answer this question, and then we'll move on to the passage and question explanations. Now that you have answered all the questions, put down your answers in the comments so that we can check at the end of this video how many questions you have gotten correct and how many you could not. So, what does the first passage say? Gamers often perform repetitive tasks to improve the character's skill set, gain rewards, and to advance new levels. So here he's talking about gamers and what kind of activities they're doing. The process is known as grinding. So what is this grinding? This grinding is nothing but doing repetitive tasks to improve something is called as grinding. Now, an underground movement has taken up that expression. Okay, so now some new movement, okay, some movement that's not very popular yet, not very mainstream yet, has taken up that expression, calling themselves grinders, as they're trying to gain some of these same super skills only in real life by hacking their bodies. That means what? They're trying to modify their bodies. Here, hacking would mean modifying. Okay, so they are trying to modify their bodies to gain some kind of super skills, but in real life, not in game. To cynics, the upgraded self movement, also known as, so this AKA guys, whenever you see this AKA, please know that this is also known as. Okay, so to the cynics, that means people who do not really believe in all of this, the upgraded self movement, also known as body hacking, can seem like a reckless and narcissistic pursuit. Narcissistic pursuit. What's the meaning of narcissistic? Only thinking about oneself. Okay, egoistic pursuit, I can also say egoistic. Alright, after all, treating your body like a home science kit can have serious consequences. Obviously, I mean, the home science kit, if you're just changing things, that's okay because it's a game. But your body, if you're just randomly changing things, obviously it can have very bad consequences. Yet, tinkering. Now, what's the meaning of this word tinkering? Okay, tinkering is modifying. Alright, so yet, tinkering with human hardware is a centuries-old pursuit. Bolting titanium plates onto problem spines has become downright common. Today's transhumanists take it further. So what's he saying? Okay, if you had a spine problem or something and you're not able to keep the spine erect, you obviously bolt a titanium plate to it, right? So that's been a medical procedure. Now, that's become so common nowadays that, you know, you're making changes in your bodies, you're modifying your bodies, tinkering with your bodies has become very common. And there are a group of people called as transhumanists over here in this passage who have taken it to an extreme level. Okay, so let's move to the next paragraph. They seek to extend their senses and commingle them. That means they want to get the senses together. They want to get more than one senses to work together, allowing themselves to do things like hear colors, sense magnetic north, and see in the dark. There's no explanation for this, guys. I mean, that's just downright stupid. But okay. Technology is driving the trend. Okay, so all of this is because of technology, technologia. But so are a few renegade surgeons. So what is this renegade? Renegade are people who do not care or operate with ethics. Okay, right. So there are certain renegade surgeons who are operating in an ethical gray area and growing a number of innovative grinders. So who are these grinders? Grinders are those people who are modifying the bodies and all. all of them hoping to one day push the cyborg off the Comic-Con floor and onto the main street. So these cyborgs and all, they're like half humans, half machines. Okay, so they just want to push that off from the Comic-Con floor. That means they want to get it into reality, not, they don't want it to stay in the comics anymore, they just want to get it into reality. Actually, Comic-Con is a event, okay, so where people dress up as different characters and all, but okay, anyways, so they just wanted to become a reality altogether. In 1998, UK professor Kevin Warwick became the first person to have a transponder chip implanted under his skin, but only after receiving ethical approval to experiment on himself and enlisting a doctor to assist him. So whatever this guy has done, okay, Kevin, this was ethical. Okay, he took permissions. Okay, and then he did it. Yes. It wasn't until Seattle-based IT consultant Amal Grafstra, okay, again, we don't need to know his name, we don't need to know how to pronounce it, it's AG for me. Okay, it was not until this guy AG had a chip implanted in each of his hand in 2005 without seeking approval that the grinder world found a spark. So what happened here? AG modified his body without permission. Now this pushed grinders, or this I can say supported or strengthened, to be honest, grinders resolve. Right. So AG uses the chips to open his home car doors and to log on to his computer. He also sells them to grinders on his website. Dangerous things. Now, what else do I understand? Not only did AG do this, but also I can write the second idea over here. AG commercialized the process. Okay, so that is the whole idea that I get from the passage. Now that we've understood the passage, let's get into the questions. According to the passage, all of the following factors set apart grinders from gamers except. So all of them are separating grinders and gamers except that one thing. What is that one thing that is common to both of these people? A, they represent narcissistic pursuit towards upgraded self. Yes, grinders have this, gamers don't. So this is separating. Okay, they are associated with the upgrading of the existing functionality of the system. Now grinders have this, gamers also have this. So this could possibly be our answer. They function within an ethical gray area despite the long history of the practice. Now yes, grinders are functioning within the ethical gray area. Gamers is just a game. Okay, so there's no ethical gray area over there. So this should not be our answer. They represent the upgraded self movement that is slowly gaining popularity. Okay, great. Yes, grinders are representing the self movement, upgraded self movement. Gamers are not doing any such thing. They're just playing a game. They can upgrade things in the game. That's not upgrading the self. Okay, so I can remove this also. The best possible answer now becomes B. Which of the following best describes what the passage is trying to do? That means what's the primary purpose of the passage? So what is the passage really trying to do? Warn the public of a time when cyborgs would take over the world? No, this is kind of extreme. This was just used as an example in the passage, so I can take this off. Attempt to enlighten the public on the hazards of body hacking. See, nowhere did he say that, body hacking and all is bad or anything. He just said in one line that it's like, messing up with the scientific toolkit. But again, he contradicted that by saying that, putting titanium bolts and all onto your spine is a very common practice now. So I can remove this as well. Give an account of how grinding developed into a booming commercial industry. See, we just, at the end of the passage, we just got to know that it has become commercial. We have no idea if it has become a booming commercial industry or not. Okay, so I can remove this. This will be nothing but an out of scope choice for me. Okay. And D, introduce the contemporary trend of the upgraded self movement or body hacking. Yes, he's kind of just starting off. He's just introducing to us what is all of this grinding and all. So D should be our perfect answer. Now for the third question. The passage asserts all of the following except. So what all does the author really agree with? What all is told in the passage? Okay, grinders treat their bodies as gamers treat characters in the game. Yes, this has been told to us in the passage. So this should not be the answer. Why? Because we have an except. Okay, so he's asking us what has not been told in the passage. Grinders acquire super skills by hacking their bodies. Yes, this has also been told to us. Hacking the body can improve its functionality and health. Yes, he did tell us about, improving the functionality, which is opening car doors and opening, home doors and logging on to systems. And about health, he has told us about the spine and how it has, damaged spines could be made healthier, right? So this has been told to us, so I can take off C. Grinding or body hacking is currently illegal. See, this is nowhere told to us. In fact, in the passage, he's kind of told the opposite. Yes, that ethically and legally there was this one guy, Warsaw, I think Warwick or someone who has done Kevin, okay, who has actually taken permissions to grind, right? So this is an opposite choice from what has been told in the passage, and that is why this will be our correct answer. Let's move to the last question. The author presents AG's action in 2005 as the moment grinder world found a spark. What does this context strongly suggest about defining characteristics of the grinder world that sets it apart from the earlier forms of human enhancement? So what change came across when AG took a non-institutionalized, non-permissive approach towards grinding? He didn't take anyone's permission, right? He didn't ask for anyone's approval, right? So that's what he's talking about. So their emphasis on commercializing body, enhancement technologies for a broader market. Now see, their emphasis, the importance was not on commercializing. The importance was that a person could do it by themselves, right? So A should not be the correct answer. B, their pioneering efforts in using transponder chips for practical everyday applications. Now again, it's not only transponder chips, so this becomes very partial in scope. Okay, again, transponder chips we're talking about with Kevin. We don't know if AG also used the same transponder chips or not, right? C, their commitment to autonomous, non-institutionalized self-experimentation and modification. Now see, again, over here, this could be true. Why? Because autonomous, yes, that means completely self-governed. Yes, non-institutionalized, without permission from any institution, right? Experimentation and modification. So this could possibly be our answer. D, the primary focus on integrating human senses with advanced technological capabilities. This was there all through, right? This was there even before AG had done this, no? So this cannot be my answer. The best possible answer becomes C. Now that we've come to the end of this video where you have learned about the passage and you've answered all the questions, tell us in the comments how many questions you've gotten correct. If you've stayed till here, please drop a like because that helps us make these videos again and again and stay motivated. Share this video with your friends who are preparing for CAT 2025 and I'll see you.
You enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share, and subscribe.